Matt, welcome to Jewell. And first of all, could you tell me a little bit about the culture difference between where you played at Central Methodist and where you coached at Graceland?
Well, the difference between here and where I coached at Graceland probably mostly has to do with just winning and the tradition, and then now us trying to duplicate that moving to Division II. And the biggest difference between here and Central Methodist is just living in a bigger city, being able to recruit kids, going to different games every night, and not having to drive 2 or 3 hours away is a nice thing to have. So that makes it a lot easier on my life.
Well, I think that we kind of forget sometimes that we have the big city atmosphere to recruit to. Does it make a difference when you talk to kids, when you're talking about a school that's suburban Kansas City?
I think some kids will tell you it doesn't matter, but deep down, no kid just dreams of going to a small town. So I think it is a nice thing, because Liberty can be a little secluded to where if they don't want that big city, but if they do, the big city is pretty close by.
You played at CMU for your dad, and what's the experience of playing for a parent like?
It was great. I wouldn't do it over any differently. So I had a great experience with it. Not everybody does, but we had a great experience. We have a great relationship and friendship. So for me, it was absolutely the right choice.
I tease you a little bit because I remember you raining threes down on us and all that kind of stuff. But what are your memories about playing against Jewell?
I mean, you always get a little more excited for that game just because of the tradition that Jewell and Coach Ollie have always had. So I don't want to say if we took that game more serious, but as a player, you know which games mean a little more or have more meaning if you win. So it was always nice to come play Jewell, and knowing Coach Ollie since I was a little kid, going to his camps, it was always a fun game to play.
Matt Sherman is our guest here in the halftime. And Coach, when you made a decision to move in your coaching life to Jewell, was Larry Holly a part of that?
Yeah, he was. I kind of looked at what it could do for my career to play for somebody that has had the success that he has, and the assistant coaches that have worked for him that have moved on to other jobs too. So I really just thought it was a great opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
What's your role on the team?
My role, we pretty much, between Coach Addison and myself, we try to split everything up about as evenly as we can with recruiting. Scouts, we alternate scouting. With budgeting and travel, we all just kind of take turns doing stuff so nobody gets overloaded with anything.
Take me through a little bit, because on this road trip you were, I think, in charge more of scouting and getting the team prepared for St. Joe's. What all goes into that?
A lot of film. Just trying to break down player tendencies and what we can do to be effective against the other team, which was kind of tough with St. Joe because they don't do a lot of sets. It's a team that plays very freely and tries to use their just overall skill level to beat you. And for us, we were able to kind of capitalize on some of their lack of discipline last night in the second half.
When they got out to that fast start in the first 5 minutes, were you a little panicked about maybe the job you did?
Well, I had warned them that they are a very scary team. It was a team that had taken more threes and made more threes in the conference, but they had the worst percentage. So the chance for them to catch fire was there. And I guess lucky for us, it was the first 5 or 6 minutes, and it wasn't the rest of the game. So it was a little nerve-wracking at the beginning, but I think our guys weathered the storm a little bit and came back strong.
Matt, that Vines kid is maybe the best player in the conference. He was impressive.
I think he might be the best scorer in the conference right now. He doesn't do a lot of other things to help his team right now, which is kind of why they're where they're at, I think. But as far as just an offensive scorer, I haven't seen anybody yet that we've played that's better than him.
Matt, what is your role when it comes to the practice floor? What are you in charge of there?
Practice floor, I'm for the most part take control of the guards, I guess. And then when we're doing offense and defense stuff, it usually depends on whose scout is coming up. If it's my scout, I'll try to take the second group and run stuff that the scout team would be running. And Coach Addison will take our starters and practice ourselves. And then it might be vice versa when it's his scout. That way he can kind of instruct the guys what the opposing team will be doing.
Rumor going around was you had to jump in there and scrimmage a little bit the other day. How did that go?
I did. I only played offense, so there was one guy on the team that only had to play defense.
I have to jump in here and say Coach Holly says that's the way it was when you played at CMU too, by the way.
Well, yeah, it's sometimes just how it goes. So I don't know. I think I hit one shot and had one wipeout. So it was overall I wasn't too sore the next day, so it wasn't that bad.
Matt Sherman is with us here at halftime. What are your career aspirations? Are you going to stick with coaching? Is this a career path for you, and where would you ultimately like to end up?
Well, I'd like to coach as long as I can. I don't really think there's anything else I can do or anything else I've wanted to do since I knew I wasn't going to play in the NBA. As far as where I want to be, I'm not really too picky. I've coached in Louisiana, Iowa, and now I'm back in Missouri. So I kind of just go wherever I think the best opportunities may take me, and wherever I guess loved ones will allow me to go. So.
What do you think about this team as a whole? I know it's your first year here. It's tough to compare to previous teams, but the style of play up and down, are you enjoying that?
It is, and I think it's a fun style to play. I hope future recruits will see that as well. You play more people when you go up and down. More people get chances to score, which is always attractive for recruits, and hopefully it's fun for the fans to watch too. So if anything, it's more entertaining ball than maybe some people are used to in the past years.
That's assistant men's basketball coach Matt Sherman, and we're back with more in a moment.